No. Hello and welcome to First Reformed Take. I don't know if I got the audio right on that. I messed up the intro. It's fine. I am
It's
Mike.
fine.
Seth is with me.
I am
Messing up
back.
the sound. We're all back.
I'm back from my sabbatical. No less mentally healthier than when I took time off, but a lot has happened in the. When was the last time I recorded with you? Has it been a month or
I
so?
think it's been a month or so. What was our last show about? I don't know. Oh, the
Last
grab bag fun
is the
time one.
grab bag.
That was fun.
What has happened since then? The Warriors are good again, which sucks. The
Somehow Palpatine has
Grizzlies.
returned.
Say that. What's
Somehow Palpatine has returned. The Star
somehow?
Wars meme.
I have not watched a Star Wars in a long time. I should watch that
And
show about
Andor podcast coming next week.
yeah, I was gonna say I should
Unironically.
watch Andor at some point.
Literally good.
Yeah. I did just finish White Lotus, which if anybody
Oh, I
is
heard it
a
wasn't good.
I didn't love the finale in the moment, but I read an interview with the extremely Mancunian woman who plays Chelsea about the finale. And that made me feel a little bit better, at least about her story arc and Walton Goggins' story arc.
I
Still
really
think,
enjoyed the 45 seconds of it I saw. Moving on to the
yeah.
NBA.
Yeah, lots of a
Um,
lot of change. Warriors are good again. The Grizzlies and the Nuggets both fired their coaches on the verge of playoff seeding. Very jarringly, I would say, in both cases. And in both cases, no, like this is not an IME situation. There doesn't seem to be anything creepy happening behind the scenes, just cases of ownership and the front office very abruptly losing patience with, I would say, one coach that was moderately successful and one coach that was wildly successful to the point of being easily your best coach in team history.
easily.
Um, Really, really strange. And honestly, like I a month ago, I had a vague fantasy delusion, vision, whatever you want to call it, that Jokic would lead the Nuggets past the Celtics in like 7 games in the finals. It's really felt like the Nuggets were trending in the right direction. They haven't played well. They're not good defensively. But still very, very weird. And if there was really a power struggle between the best coach the team has ever had and the GM who took over the previous GM who built this team and more or less dissolved it, then I think that power struggle needs to be won with the coach. Instead, the Nuggets decided to fire Mike Malone, and they're not even firing the GM. They're just telling him they're not renewing his contract. So he's in a bizarre
Oh,
lame duck
I
period.
thought he was gone.
I That's not what the ESPN article said. The ESPN article just said they weren't picking up his contract
I
option. So
believe you. I found
I don't
out
even
about
know
this 2 hours ago.
I don't even know when he's done. So like is he going to cover the draft?
No,
Is he covering the off like
no
yeah.
chance.
Yeah, so he's in a very weird lame duck period. I forgot the Nuggets were owned by Stan
Stan
Kroenke, who
Kroenke,
is
I was going
how
to
do you
get
say his
in
name?
there.
Cronky,
I
Crunky.
think it's Kroenke.
He
I'm
doesn't
not
deserve
positive.
to have his name pronounced correctly. I think he's one of the dumber and more annoying owners in sports. He
Oh,
mostly
yeah.
stayed out of it with the Nuggets, but like now that I remember that it's him and he's the owner of the Los Angeles Rams as
And
well.
Arsenal, right? I
I
think.
think so. Yeah. I mean, just a really someone who views sports teams essentially as an investment
Portfolio.
vehicle. Um, Maybe not.
He's one of the worst. He's so
Yeah.
boringly bad is the
He's
thing. He's
boringly
not
bad.
as
Yes.
bad as Gilbert, or
Right.
he's
He's
not as
not.
entertainingly bad as Dolan.
Right. He's not entertaining bad. He's just a soulless and he you can't he's had I think too much success to really laser focus the hate. Like you compare him to someone like John Henry, who I think has really left the Red Sox. He basically treats the Red Sox like a richer version of the Miami Marlins. I mean, he's an embarrassment,
But
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 like,
John Henry, here's the difference. John Henry could be a good owner if he wanted to be. I
I
don't
think
think Stan
that's
Kroenke
fair.
has
That's fair.
talent as an owner. I think he is just kind of a talentless hack.
Correct.
portfolio manager who
He's Dan Snyder with less of the failure.
he
Or
won't
I
get
think
in the way
less
of it as badly as these other terrible owners, but
correct.
he's not
Correct.
good. And
Right.
then I do think this is so bad and just kind of upsets me. Nuggets
Yeah,
are out round one.
The Grizzlies firing of Taylor Jenkins makes a kind of sense,
They're
given
in
that
eighth
they
place in the West right now.
yes,
The Grizzlies,
and they had
it's
already
fine.
brought in Jenkins as replacement in this.
Yep.
I forget the guy's name. He's some European coach who runs like a very specific kind of offense that the Grizzlies management seems to like. Although there was some
Yeah, I don't know.
unclear information about whether the players liked it. I sort of
Ja
think that
Morant is shooting imaginary guns, which is
I am staking a
crazy.
claim right here that I think Ja gets traded in the offseason.
Oh,
I
I think
think
he
they've
should
I think he should too, actually. They've proven they can
for
be
everyone.
successful without him. He's pretty clearly a head case and he can't stay healthy, which again, I think we both agree is Adam Bronze's fault, but you
If you
gotta
could
stop
send him
doing
to
the
the
finger
Rockets or
gun
the
thing.
Clippers or someone, not even a
I don't
culture,
think the Rockets
but
would take him. I don't think the
I don't
Rockets would
either.
take him.
Um,
I think the Magic may make a swing for
oh,
him
I'd love that. I'd love
because
that.
they've never had a real point guard and I don't know. It's not working for them. Something about having Banchero
They
and
haven't had a
Franz
real
doesn't
star, and that's
work.
not Bencharo's not like a star who you're gonna see his jersey
Yeah, I mean, I
since
think
Dwight, honestly, on
yeah.
the level of John Morant. So I'd love the Magic to actually do something interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting. It would be an interesting fit if nothing else. But like, how does he affect a team's culture? And I think that was another thing with Taylor Jenkins is like I sort of felt like he enabled Ja a lot, and I sort of think Grizzlies upper management got tired of it.
Yeah, I'm
I,
fine with him
I
going
would be
because
very
he was
surprised if
done.
Ja's wearing a grid. I think we're going to see a ton of trades this offseason. Kevin Durant is the most
I did too.
obviously traded human being in the history of the league. He is
I think the
the Suns
Celtics
are
make moves too,
the Suns may
honestly.
move Porzingis. If they can somehow find a way to move Drew, they will. He looks kind of
Yeah,
washed.
I know.
Um, I think there's a non-zero chance Zion gets traded. I think the Magic could be making some moves. I think the Hawks may trade Trey Young. I mean, you've been stuck in a rut for so long with
Well, then
him.
watch
Like,
out for whichever big team loses the title, whether it be the Cavs or
yeah.
the Thunder or the Celtics. I
I can
think
see
we'll
that
move no matter what.
If the Thunder don't make the finals,
An all-in push.
I can see them making a move. I don't know for who or for what.
I don't
They
think
need
it's
like
Durant.
no, Durant doesn't really fit what they need because they need like a 3 and D secondary scorer. I thought Trey Murphy would have been really good for them, but I think he just like fucked up his shoulder forever. Like he like tore his rotator cuff, right? Like you don't come back from that.
I don't know. I know he was out a while. I had him.
Yeah, so he would have been a good fit. I mean, and I was looking at like I was messing around with the trade machine. Like I don't see anybody who makes sense for them as like a 3 and D guy because like everybody who I think would be available as in a trade doesn't really fit next to Shy. So they're in like a weird spot. But like if you
Shy.
don't make the final, what?
Gonna call it Shay.
Did I
Shy.
say did I say
Said
Shy?
shy.
Oh, my bad.
Some of
Um
your magical mispronunciations.
I've been rewatching The Marvelous Ms. Maisel, so I'm going to blame it on the Shy Baldwin arc from that show. That good show. They should have
I
had
do want to hit on Mike Malone a little more
sure.
because I was coming in with like censored Nuggets takes because I truly think it's one of the least serious moves any organization can do. Look, I spend my day because apparently a lot of it was this civil war between the GM and Mike Malone, and they've constantly been sniping at each other and the players. And it's like I spend my day with toxic workplaces. You do too. So does literally everyone in America. Get over it. Why are you firing Mike Malone 3 games before a matchup with the Clippers for that? It's the most over tinkery thing. I don't know if there's some sort of analytics push about getting new coaches at this point that they think they found a market inefficiency or if it's some sort of labor discipline. but it actually is clearly driving me insane that I'm trying to come up with some sort of leftist perspective about Mike Malone being fired because it's just that inexplicable and stupid to me, to the point where I didn't believe it. I didn't recognize your text as being about Mike Malone because I didn't hear about it and I couldn't comprehend it. I don't understand it at all. And when the media reaction is just, hey, this is kind of stupid, maybe they have a plan, which we're seeing a lot more and more today in politics too, right now.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing that
Um,
with everything in the league this year. I mean, we saw it with the Luka Doncic
yeah,
trade.
it's exactly,
And
it's Doncic all
I
over
think
again.
you're going to have the usual knives out kind of, well, here's what was really going on behind the scenes. So you're about to hear that Mike Malone was like vaping or something in the locker room and that's why they got rid of him. I mean, it's total nonsense. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing to really say
Gonna
here.
name this podcast. I know we have a bit to get in. I do think we should name this a leftist perspective on the Mike Malone firing for clicks. And I
Yes,
will make an
yes.
image off of that
And
because it's genuinely driving me a little nuts. Like how quickly coaches are getting fired. Missoula's next, by the way. Missoula's
well,
fired
but
in 2 years.
Missoula is such a head case. Like
Oh, it's way more explainable.
yeah, it's way more explainable. And like they probably shouldn't, but like it, he's gonna wear out his welcome as soon as that team is not like
Yeah,
successful.
he's gone in 2 years for sure. Like for
Yeah,
sure after this.
yeah.
And why are we paying, not we, it's these owners, but why are they paying this much money if they're going to make it that expendable? Is this all like some sort of market correction so they don't have to pay these guys as much? Because it seems like it's just costing them a ridiculous amount of money. Like, I'm starting to wonder if there's a money laundering scheme around coaches the way
Well, I
across sports it's
sports
going.
have been some kind of money laundering scheme since day one. So I mean that's there's always
Greg
something.
Popovich have some sort of business here? I mean,
Probably, yeah.
I don't know.
Um, okay, so let's get into the actual premise of the show, which I think I floated a while back, but basically, it's worth mentioning that the league is probably going to expand soon. They've resolved, I think, the two major ownership situations with
What's the second one?
uh,
Celtics and what?
the Timberwolves that they
Oh,
straightened
right.
out this thing with
Yeah.
Lore and A-Rod. I do sort of think they're gonna move the Timberwolves to like Tampa or something. I just don't see A-Rod wanting to spend 80 games a year in Minneapolis and like and he's such an egomaniac, like he's going to be a
Dude,
visual.
A-Rod's gonna try and get Tim Waltz elected or something, and then when that fails, he'll move.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean
buy
he's
into
gonna
the Minnesota dream.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can see them just moving the team to Florida or Austin or some place that is not
Well, we'll
cold.
debate where teams might move to within this.
I don't know if we're gonna get into that. I mean, but I think the league is going to expand before the decade's out. The NFL is at 32, hockey's at 32. I think MLS is heading towards
Dude,
32. I don't
MLS is
know.
headed towards 40.
Yeah, I mean, because the
Honestly,
only way for
MLS
MLS to
is
make
an
money
actual
is
money laundering
it
scheme
is
with that.
literally a pyramid scheme, which is funny because there isn't even a soccer pyramid in the United States. I guess
WNBA
that,
is rocketing up fast too. Too fast for me, in
yeah,
my
yeah.
opinion.
Well, the only justification is that I think there's still enough talent, but they're going to
I
get
was
to
gonna
like,
say, like, the talent base is improving, so I do
right.
like it. And
They're
I've
going to
been
get, but they're going to get to like 18 or 20 teams, and like the bottom fifth of the league is just going to be dog shit. And they're
I
still not
watch
going to pay the players
significantly
anything.
more women's ball for college because I don't care about men's college at all.
Yeah.
Um, why are everyone whining about the three and stuff? Just watch women's. I mean, it's because they're too sexist too,
Well,
probably. But
yes. Yeah. I mean, that's a
this is
big
a
part
very
of it.
leftist episode, but it's
Anyway,
true.
yeah. So, and I know Adam Silver has floated this like European league, but I think that's just going to be him doing some kind of anti-FIBA like super league with like Real Madrid and maybe like a few other good teams. And I've heard that like, well, they're not going to expand until that's straightened out, and that's going to take years. I don't buy it. If the owners come to Adam and say, hey, we need a quick infusion of cash because we just lost half our net value due to the Trump tariffs,
Mhm.
he's going to agree to expansion. So I think within the next 5 years, expansion is going to happen. Now, the idea I floated to you is that we do an expansion draft that we each take, given the amount of time we have, I guess probably like 4 teams
Probably a
apiece.
Mount Rushmore. We'll go until the episode ends.
Sure, sure.
We'll just keep going.
And we're just going to pick teams one by one. I thought about maybe doing a snake, but I think we'll just
No, I
alternate.
think we alternate. I
Yeah,
was on the same
yeah,
page. By the
yeah.
way, I was
Well,
making the John Morant motion when you talked about European Super League, if anyone heard me.
the finger guns motion.
Yeah, I think I did a blow blow,
I see.
if
Well, yeah. I
anyone.
mean, I don't want to see that. I don't care, but whatever. In any event, the what's what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a team or we're gonna pick a city and we're gonna sort of do a quick justification for why we think that is an ideal city for the league to expand to. And then yeah, we'll just go back and forth for a little bit. I don't really have a ton of ideas in mind. I think I did, 3 months ago when I suggested this initially, but
I want to say I think we should be forced to come up with a name for the team because it'll be so
okay.
hard, and I haven't planned this at all. That
Interesting. Okay,
we're definitely gonna choke.
I did not I
I did
did
not
not
either.
have that idea in mind, but I actually really like that. So yeah,
I
we
also think we
can.
can say if there's a team we think could just be moved there, we can mention it. And we
Yes,
can also talk
yes.
about how annoying or good their fan base will be. Um, and we
Yeah,
can come up,
that's
it'll depend on the city, what we
yeah,
talk about.
but I think we need to justify it on the basis of we think the fan base will be good.
Right. In theory,
Otherwise,
we're
right.
trying to pick good places for the. I
Correct.
do have one bad place that, but I'll get to that. Like a bad fan base, I think would be fun. I'm gonna roll to see who goes first. I have a D20 here. Do you want odds or evens?
I'll take evens.
It is a one,
Damn.
number one. So it's
Okay.
me.
All right.
I will be picking Seattle to
Yeah,
lead
okay.
off. Seattle is necessary and good. The Supersonics. Seattle fans are annoying, but in a
Yeah.
cool way. Um, Bill Simmons, when I was listening, was it Bill? It was someone talking about like the legacy of the Seattle fan base and how it still lasts with children even today. Um,
How
and I was like,
dramatic.
I'm not really sure that's all true, but
It's a
I think a
lot.
lot of it is built off of Ice Cube, and today was a good day having
Mm.
a line about the Supersonics. But I do think those teams were cool enough. I do think, by the way, I think you just name them the Sonics, but whatever. We'll see what they do.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, you got to keep the
Go corporate.
branding, I think.
Well, I'm just saying maybe we drop the Supersonics. I think they'll go corporate and just do the Seattle Sonics. But I just like the team. We can talk about how Portland's kind of unnecessary. That's true, but maybe Portland gets a little more interesting with Seattle. And that's about it. I don't think we need to wax on about Seattle. They're a lock if it doesn't get done. That's really funny. The NBA's threatening not to go to Seattle. It's an
What
empty threat.
on what basis are they threatening not to go?
They're trying to drive up the bid and say maybe we'll go to Mexico City. That's one of the
Oh,
least realistic things ever. There are a
yeah.
few other places floated, Vegas, obviously. A few others that we'll probably get to being floated as like decoy cities. It's obvious it's going to Seattle and Vegas, and that's just to bid up the price. But it'll probably work, honestly. And the price is probably already ludicrous after the Celtics sale. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So Seattle Sonics justifying that. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to take Vegas.
yeah.
I think they're the most obvious pick here. Um, Do I have to come up with a name for them?
You do, and this is the hard one because I go back and forth on what sucks
So
and what
I don't.
doesn't with
So
it.
here's my mental image. Like they're gonna pick a name that sucks. It's gonna be like Vegas
Absolutely.
Rollers or Cowboys or something that sucks ass. It just is. But like the mental image I had is like obviously like this is the team LeBron and probably Steph are going to own. It would be cool if they changed the rules to make them be allowed to play while they're owners, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Adam Silver's not that
No.
fun. But yeah, it's gonna be Vegas. My third eye, the same one that told me the Sixers are gonna win the title this year, is fully open, and my vision is LeBron and Steph coming out to a frothingly excited crowd with a black, silver, and red color scheme, and
Mm.
the name the Las Vegas Empire.
Oh
With
God,
some,
that's so accurate.
and you not like that
Yeah.
name because
No,
I think
I
that
don't hate it. It's just accurate to it won't have an S at the end. It won't be a plural. It's not terrible.
thank you.
Um, but I mean that's just so that tracks, honestly.
Yeah.
There'll be a meme like I'm in the Empire business, like playing off of Breaking Bad, which will be 20
Mhm.
years old.
Well, yeah, so
Um,
yeah, I mean there'll be that aspect to it as well. But
They'll be like
yeah,
he'll do the Darth Vader shtick.
right. I mean, like, and
You
Vegas
try
already
and
has the Death Star arena. Like, there's so much synergy here, and even if it's like sucky corporate synergy, like you get what I'm throwing down
I
here,
do.
and like I think the aesthetic of that wouldn't be terrible. You can have like a gladiator mascot, and that's what like LeBron, like you said, he's in the empire business now. It won't happen, but I think that's the best way to do this. And like you're in Vegas, like you have been beaten to the punch, maybe even by Major League Baseball, which is ridiculous. But by all three, potentially by all three major sports.
I don't know if baseball even
And
gets there, but go on.
well, who knows? But
Yeah.
Vegas has always been sort of the NBA's like home away from home. They probably should have had the bubble there, although they did in
Yeah.
Florida, right?
Well, they did in Disney.
Yeah, because well, I guess that kind of makes sense. And like,
Mickey
and
Mouse
Florida,
ring.
Florida has no laws ever.
Right.
So I mean, but Vegas would have made as much sense as a true neutral. And I do think the only hesitancy that the league would have is that they don't have a neutral court anymore. But like, I don't think
They'd
that
make a new one.
outweighs.
They'd
They
make
make
a
it.
new
They
one.
do it in Mexico City. Why not?
Yeah, Mexico
Play at
City was
a
my immediate thought.
play at a atmosphere and see how that goes. All right. So
Or
taking,
they'd start playing in like North Carolina. Last question. How big do you think the fan base would be for Vegas? Because I have an answer.
I think reasonably big, like
I think
probably top
huge.
10 in the league.
I
Okay.
think top five, but that's
Wow.
under the
Okay.
assumption that you're right about LeBron and Steph being in ownership.
Right. I mean, they need to have that.
If not, it would be top 10, 15, like you said. But if it were those guys and you got their fans following,
Yeah.
like, and both teams were mediocre, yeah, I think it'd be huge. I think they'll be a huge team. If not, they'll be Clippers level. Kind of
Okay.
annoying has-beens. Is it me?
It's you. So now we get into like the interesting ones. I want to hear
Yeah.
what
I
you think.
I'm
Are you gonna pick?
immediately gonna make a terrible pick
Are you
here.
gonna pick Providence? Are you gonna pick Providence?
No, I'm not gonna pick Providence in this exercise
Uh,
yet, unless we
oh.
have a little more time. I'm gonna make a truly evil pick. Um,
Okay.
Kansas City. The
Okay.
annoying.
Justify it.
I
Justify
mean,
that.
it would be my first justification is the map. I've spent a lot of time looking at the map, and it is a
That's
dead
fair.
zone right here. Um, and I guess say like Nuggets will go down, Pacers, Bulls never good. I don't care about these teams. Thunder, whatever. Um, Look, Patrick Mahomes as an owner.
Ugh. That
I
is
mean,
okay.
this
That's
is
the evil part. That
yeah,
oof.
it's so oh yeah, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, and so you just know the name has to be racist. Oh, it can't
Oh.
be Warriors though.
Well, what name would you? Ugh.
Well, I was trying to get something to go with the Chiefs and the Royals. It had to be like a leader. Um,
Hmm.
Commanders is used. Crap. Captains. The Kansas City
Oof,
Captains.
that's so
Just
lame.
terrible.
That's terrible. And that's
I
what
know.
that's what it would be. Something
It
that
would be that. It would
bad.
be terrible.
It would be terrible.
Having a team I truly hate in the league new would be fun
That's
for
fair. That's
me
fair.
as a
Seeing
hater.
Patrick Mahomes like every week,
And I think it would
or
be
like his
good for him.
brother and his like loser
Oh, yeah.
family, that'd be awful.
Taylor Swift invests in it.
God help
Holy
us.
shit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, the
This would instantly be like I think
it would be
ev
the NBA chasing NFL clout from like 10 years ago at the point it would be. So, like,
yeah.
trying to recapture a zeitgeist that's gone.
Right. Like by the
Like,
time they got this off the ground.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
all passed on. It just, I don't know. I came up with the most evil one. It was staring me in the face and I panicked. So, the Kansas
And
City
it's
Captains, number two.
yeah, and it's just it's plausible
It's
enough.
plausible enough. I mean, he's trying to get a WNBA team there. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
which makes more sense. But
It does make sense.
I mean, it
Okay.
is a growing city, and like Kansas City, St. Louis. Yeah, I mean, it makes some sense business wise, and they're a terrible fan base. All right, it's up to you.
Okay. Um, I thought about this for a while. I mean, the last time when we bandied this about, and like I sort of debated like Louisville or St. Louis or like some place where I think there'd be like a hardcore fan base, but
Yep.
probably not enough people to like really give a shit and like push the needle. And I was sort of thinking about like the old ABA teams. I think I ugh, at this point I'm gonna have to say probably Northern Virginia. Like there's
Yeah.
got to be a major sports team there at some point. They don't. There's no competition. I mean, you guess you kind of have the Commanders, but not really. And I know you're close to DC.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
yeah, you are basically DC.
but like I think Virginia, if you're well, maybe not like Northern Virginia, but if you're talking like the Hampton Roads area, like that's still
Yeah.
growing, I think. And you can really lean into like the military, appreciation crap. I think the league's gonna start bending in that direction in the post-Trump era. I don't know, what would you call them? Like there's a million different names, the Commodores, the Armada,
Colonels,
the
Virginia Colonels,
Colonels.
because
I
you
don't know if
can
they would do
kind
that.
of
I don't know if they would do that because of
be.
the Kentucky Colonels, because that's
Ooh,
sort of
okay.
the historical
Um,
there. I mean, we're never going to get to 40 teams and a team in Louisville, but like
I've had a vision quest, and it's a terrible name, Virginia Forge. Just terrible idea
interesting,
I had.
interesting. That's really
It's so
bad,
bad. It's
and
so
I think
bad
it
that I think
sort of
it's
makes
true.
sense. It sort of makes sense.
They should just let me come up with really bad team
Probably,
names.
probably. But yeah, but I mean, I think it's plausible in the sense that you don't if you're talking about if you're trying to make like Virginia the state team, like I think the hockey has tried to do with like the Carolina Hurricanes are supposed to be the North Carolina team, even though they're in
Yeah.
Raleigh. You kind of see that with like the Utah Jazz, although nobody really lives in Utah other than Salt Lake City and I guess like Provo. Um, yeah, I mean, you're trying to make it like the state team. Like, I don't think you're really competing as much with Washington. I mean, yeah, it's an uncomfortable geographical fit. I don't know how good the fan base would be. It's probably a bottom 20 team, but like,
It is.
I think there's something to be said when you're the only game in town. I do think at least the novelty factor would keep them in play for a while. I'm just looking at Hampton Roads demographics here. It doesn't say what the current how it's growing, which is annoying. But like I think it's something where it if we're already at the point where multiple other options have fallen through, but I think it makes more sense than some places that are historical basketball cities that aren't thriving. Like it's sad to say, but St. Louis isn't thriving. Louisville isn't
No, no,
thriving.
there's no way. Well, Louisville was a thought for me.
Yeah, I mean
But
Louisville was
yeah,
definitely on my
you want to go
list,
on
but like
growth.
correct,
We have
correct.
so little time. We have
How
10
much?
minutes, which is good.
Good God.
10 is
Okay.
good. but we got to move quicker, and I have to rush a new pick that
Okay.
is very much off the board.
Okay.
But I think you'll immediately be mad I've taken this.
All right.
My expansion city is Chicago.
Oh, that's
Yup.
interesting.
Where they can handle two teams and
Yeah.
Bulls fans are ready to go, and Michael Jordan has sold some ownership already and could get out of the Hornets, and you could get the right group together. I'm gonna call them the Chicago Burn. It's annoying. We'll go with it. It's got the fire theme. Um, and
Okay.
look,
Okay.
the Bulls are not real. Jerry Reinsdorf, as long as the man's alive, the team will not work. Neither will the White Sox. Now, granted, that's only like 10 more years. But who knows who takes over? Uh, I mean, unless they're not even in the flag sweepstakes because they're good enough, which is
Yeah.
very funny. Um, Chicago is like bad for basketball, and they could be really good,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. It's
So
it's
they're
an
one of the few
interesting
cities with two teams in baseball. It
right.
works there.
And it
You can
works
do the
there. It
divide.
works there. I think the only thing that would go against that is sort of the historical sort of the history of like why the Lakers and the Clippers and the Knicks and Nets are there. And also I think the fact that it's not a growth market anymore.
That's the killer for it, really, is that
Chicago,
people
I mean,
are
I
leaving
love
Illinois.
Chicago. I love Chicago, but it's not moving in the
No,
right direction. Maybe big boy JB Pritzker can become president in 28 and funnel some
you would
money
have to be
there.
trying to run the Bulls out of town,
Yeah. Okay, how much
which I don't
let's
think. Eight, it's to
okay.
you.
All right, I want to get one more pick in.
Probably have two
All right, fuck
each.
it. We want to go off the board and we want to talk growth market. Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, I love
Fuck it.
that.
We have a
I love it.
huge people are fleeing there.
I
Um,
love that pick.
I never would have thought it, but like there's a big gap there. I think you can divide the front range up. I think you would actually have reasonably enthusiastic fans because of the you look at how Boise State football has done.
Well,
Um,
I think you would get the Vegas Golden Knights effect, where it's the first pro sports team and the
correct,
whole state
correct.
would rally. I was considering going Wyoming, Montana. I didn't think of Boise. That's the right
I think
pick.
you could pull in the Wyoming, Montana. I mean, you might,
You
and
would,
in
you would,
fact,
you would.
don't call them the Idaho whatever. Call like do the Golden State thing and call them like the Plains. Oh Christ, I don't know. Call them the fucking Sun Kings. I always like the Yakima Sun Kings. Buy that name out. Bring that back. They're the Great Plains Sun Kings or something.
The
Go.
flyover felons.
I don't think you want to I don't think you want to
I
refer
don't
to
think.
Idaho's like neo-Nazi support. I think you would finally have the one fan base wider than Utah's, but like it could work.
It's an
It could
all-time
work.
bad naming performance.
Yeah. Okay. Shoot. I wish we could do more, but like if
Well,
we
we
were
can
being
do a few
practical,
more.
how much time do we have?
We have 6 minutes
Oh, okay.
left.
All right,
We
we're
can
speed
speed
running a
around.
few more picks. All right, speed round. Throw
I
some
want
names out.
Pittsburgh. I really think Pittsburgh could support a team. I know
Pittsburgh could
it's
support a
not a growth
basketball team.
market,
It's not,
but
but like compared to the rest of the Rust Belt, it's doing okay. I mean, compared
and
to Cleveland.
I will
Okay,
name
okay.
them
Oh,
Pittsburgh Rust.
oh. All right, we're gonna do growth markets. Fuck it. I'm gonna throw Columbus, Ohio out there,
Let's
represent my
go.
hometown, and I think they're a candidate to move Cleveland of someday. Like
Oh yeah,
I have been
definitely.
to Northeast Ohio frequently for work in the last year. It's not going great up there, trust me. Columbus, we'll see how things go because all of their high tech tax breaks have all fallen through. Microsoft just backed out of a data center. Intel, the chip plant is definitely going to fall through, but because it's big state government, the university, a lot of insurance. It's pretty recession proof. I think growth will continue into the future. And apparently, the city fathers already came up with the name the Columbus Navigators,
Yeah, that's
which
not
I
bad.
know they don't want to reference, the
Oh right,
whole
that guy.
that guy too much, but like again,
Didn't put that together.
Trump's America. We're over woke now. The planes are crashing because we got rid of the DEI chip in all of the Boeing planes, but that's just how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna throw out Columbus. All right, what's how many have we done so far? Six, three apiece.
We've done three apiece. My
Okay, so
fourth,
we're close to my goal. So do one more, and I'll try to sneak one more in.
well, mine's really easy. It's the Nashville Smashers.
But
Um,
what about Memphis? Is right there.
Memphis can move and will move. I don't care about the
That
Memphis
would be funny if
Grizzlies.
they moved again. What if they moved
I'm
back to
gonna
Vancouver?
Vancouver would be my fifth pick at this point. I'm gonna do a combo pick of Nashville and moving Memphis to Vancouver.
Okay.
Vancouver's miserable about hockey, and they should be. They're choking again. And Nashville, good tourism,
Ugh.
probably not growing as much as it was.
No, but I think
Um,
it's still steady.
but they support the Preds pretty good for hockey. I don't know. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to go to a bachelorette party and watch a basketball game.
Yeah,
Thus
they
the
might be able.
Smashers
They might
name,
have a minor. They might have a minor version of what the Vegas Knights
because
got.
that's kind of my play is like Nashville, Smashville, but also like bachelorette parties. So they're the
Okay.
Smashers. I think it
I'll
works.
I'll wrap it up. I should pick Mexico City, but fuck it. I'm just gonna say
No, it's never
Providence.
happening.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
oh
Providence.
wait. Well,
Bring the Providence Steamrollers back. That is like the
the
coolest
Rollers.
the rollers. That's such a good aesthetic. Like, and they have like the secondary nickname of rollers, like right there. It's a bummer. I can't believe there's no like minor league team working on that. I know Providence is like sort of dying and possibly in the maw of Cthulhu, according to its
Well,
most famous resident, H.P. Lovecraft.
yeah.
But like, I'm sorry,
And it's
that
most racially
whole
sensitive resident.
yeah, yeah. But like, I'm sorry, that aesthetic is too good to just leave in the dustpan of history. I love the name, I love the logo. Like, someone has to do something with that. It's the same thing with the Hartford Whalers. Like, we have the Hartford
We're
Whale. I
not
mean,
moving
that's
A1 to Hartford, by the way. Terrible
yeah,
city. I love it,
Hartford's
but
not
it's terrible.
happening. Hartford's not happening. Yeah, all right. So
It
that
would
is
be
the
smart to start a kind of civil war breaking Providence off of Boston. There's a lot of that energy here.
that would also be good.
That would
Yeah,
be
so
smart if you want to
that
weaken
is
the
that
Providence.
is the expansion draft. I think two of those cities are definitely happening within the next 5 years. And then who knows? Maybe the economy won't collapse entirely, but I can't be optimistic about that.
Shout out El Paso steering me
Stuff El
down. I
Paso. Yeah, I see it.
almost wanted to take El Paso
Is there a minor
and
league team in El Paso, a G League team in El Paso?
or well, the Albuquerque
Oh, there's one.
Isotopes, but
That's AAA baseball. I meant like
yeah,
G League basketball. Let
I
me look
don't
it up
think
real quick.
so. I don't know the G League teams. Um,
Sun King.
I really enjoy the idea of a second Chicago team, though. I was also
It's
considering North
very
Carolina,
clever.
but I
It's
think you
very
want to keep
clever.
North Carolina pure.
We do not
Of
have a G
Well, I
League
guess you have
team.
Charlotte.
We don't have a G League team in El Paso. I think you could probably move. I feel like we used to though. That's really bothering me. I remember what's the word I'm looking for here?
Dying.
Oh, did we hang on.
No, we're still here. We have a minute 40. We've actually finished the episode in time. I'm
Wow.
trying
Okay,
to think of what to talk about for
we can
90
actually
seconds.
sign off. Who do you think will be the next coach fired? Just throw that out
Oh,
there.
fuck. I wish I knew coaches well enough.
Well, just name the team.
Um,
I mean, you know how the teams are doing
no,
broadly.
I know. I mean, Popovich doesn't count.
Well, yeah, he's
He
not
won't be
coming back,
fired.
but he's not going to be
Oh,
fired.
it's Tibbs. Tibbs could be fired tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
Why not? Why not
Tibbs is probably
fire
the right
Tibbs?
answer.
Why not fire Tibbs and hire Malone for the playoffs? I mean, I know why not because it's insane.
Insane, right?
But other than that, the way it's going, like Tibbs, the first round exit, and he's out.
Yeah,
And who's
if they
who's
lose
the
to the
matchup even?
Pistons, if they lose to it's the Pistons right now. It might be the Bucks.
That could happen too. The Pistons
That's
could beat
very
them.
plausible. First round exit, and I think Tibbs is gone.
The young Pope.
Other than Tibbs, now we're doing the fired coaches draft. I can see that Charlotte Hornets coach getting axed
Oh
even after
yeah.
1 year. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. All they do is just huck up threes, and everyone's constantly hurt.
Oh, Jason
Um,
Kidd, by the way, like right after the season, if they're
they're not
smart,
gonna. I mean, they probably should
they
just clean house
should.
entirely, but I don't think they're gonna fire him after
I'll
one
also pick
year.
Ime Udoka because maybe he just does it again. Um,
Well, that'd be really funny, but no,
that'd be
I think he's learned his lesson. I
I
also
don't think
think
any lessons were learned.
dark horse candidate, the Timberwolves coach, who I believe is Chris Finch.
Yeah,
I
new
think,
ownership makes sense there.
yeah, he might
Doc
be
Rivers.
gone.
Doc Rivers